Welcome back to What's Happening in Crypto with the Crypto Lark, broadcasting from New Zealand, bringing you all of the latest. Bitcoin, $7,535. A lot of green in the market in the last 24 hours, with many cryptocurrencies increasing double digits. However, the markets are still quite jittery. Big story of the day, Chinese report epic vulnerabilities, not regular vulnerabilities, but epic vulnerabilities discovered in the EOS blockchain, but they have been patched. This is a report that was put out by Chihu360, writing that they did find key vulnerabilities in the EOS blockchain, but that they have been fixed. There's currently a $10,000 bug bounty out by EOS, so if you feel like sifting through thousands of lines of code seeking out bugs, there is money out there for that. This is an unsurprising story to me. EOS is still a couple days away from finishing the ICO. It is new tech, it's untested tech. Bugs will happen. This is a natural part of the process. Obviously, the fewer bugs, the better, and we don't want any epic vulnerabilities. Maybe just some non-epic vulnerabilities would be good, but time will tell, of course, whether EOS can deliver. But considering that they have raised $4 billion in their year-long ICO, they certainly have money to hire developers, hire teams, and make this happen. This is going to be a serious competitor for Ethereum, considering the size of the war chest of EOS. It's absolutely crazy. This, of course, is more than double the second biggest ICO, which was Telegram at $1.7 billion. At least, of course, with EOS, it was all fairly distributed over a year with a public sale. A very ingenious model, and perhaps a model that we might see repeated in the future, considering how clever, of course, it was. Next big story of the day. South Korean National Assembly calls for measures to allow ICOs, because of course they do. This may be partially responsible for that enthusiasm we've seen in the market in the last 24 hours. Obviously, South Korea is a crypto crazy nation, and South Koreans definitely want into ICOs. Great story. It's very encouraging to hear stories like this, that countries do want to allow their citizens to generate wealth. So this is fantastic. Cryptocurrency trading halted in Zimbabwe despite high court ruling. Now, this is a story that we have been following here on the channel for some weeks, with the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe coming out and saying that basically all crypto activity would be banned. Golix, the biggest exchange in Zimbabwe, took that to the High Court. The High Court actually ruled in Golix's favor, saying that the Reserve Bank doesn't have the authority to do that. Now, Golix is still struggling to get back into business after all of this drama has happened, but hopefully this will be a positive thing, and that we will see Golix get back into business and Zimbabweans being able to easily access cryptocurrencies. That would be absolutely fantastic. So I hope that this does stick. Big story from the SEC today. Titanium has been shut down. Assets frozen. That's it. Titanium's done, guys. Anyone who's still buying at 90% losses, maybe they're hoping to be some kind of future whale for titanium, but this looks really, really bad. Michael Stolaire apparently lying about all the partnerships. With this kind of revelation, of course, it would not be surprising that the hack that happened potentially could have been an inside job as well. So this is definitely one of those stories that's disheartening. Now, look, I had Michael Stolaire on the show a few months ago to talk about this, and perhaps on my part, by the way, it was not a paid review. Some people did think that was a paid interview, but it was definitely not. But I think that on my part, one thing that really I will hope to deliver to you guys more in the future is really more of some crypto hard talk. And recently I have had some interviews that I haven't published just because I really feel they didn't meet the kind of standard that I want to see for interviews on the show. But anything that is published, I will leave there as a testament to time, I suppose. But perhaps I should have been more outspoken in my criticisms, because certainly after interviewing Michael Stolaire, it really gave me no faith in the project, and perhaps I should have been more vocal to the community about my thoughts about that, but I kind of wanted to avoid talking bad about people. But I suppose in these kind of situations, it may be really much more necessary, so I suppose I can apologize for not being harder on him during the interview to get some better answers for you guys. And of course, I feel really bad for anyone who did get out there and invest in titanium and lost big time as a result. On to our next story. VeChain enters into partnership with Decent.bet. DBet is going to be moving from Ethereum to VeChain Thor. Curious. I think we're going to continue to see this migration happening. And the migration is going on right now. And it's troubling for Ethereum because Ethereum, currently struggling to scale in the way that it needs to scale, is seeing projects leave. They're going to Stellar, they're going to VeChain Thor, they're going everywhere, but they're not staying with Ethereum. Ethereum has become the ICO engine. People are still fundraising with Ethereum, but that model is going to change as well as more of the competitors come into the space. I'm not saying that Ethereum is done and dusted. No, far from it, but Ethereum, as we all know, has to address the inherent issues in the scalability. Dether teams up with Consensus and MakerDAO for the Bifrost project. This is a system that expedites and reduces the cost of delivering cash on the ground in crisis areas. So this could be, for example, after a massive natural disaster, or perhaps in some kind of a conflict or refugee situation. This is really cool. This is a great use of the technology, without a doubt, to reduce the fees and to expedite the process for getting this money to people who really need it in dire situations. Quantum Hackathon going to be going on for 3 months online. Of course, a lot of projects talking about migration and the competitors, a lot of projects are going over to Quantum. A 3-month hackathon online could be a very, very interesting thing where we might see some really cool projects get developed. The hackathons are so interesting and you get so many really clever ideas coming out of these hackathons. Bitcoin gets sexy. Male gigolo and reality TV star Vin Armani interviewed for the Humans of Bitcoin project. Big Bitcoin Cash fan. I think at the end of the day, probably a good PR thing for Bitcoin Cash to have somebody with that kind of notoriety talking about Bitcoin Cash. But at the end of the day, it's a male gigolo and a reality TV star. I don't know how to feel about that. Good advertising, bad advertising, or is bad advertising good advertising? They're talking about it. What are you going to do? You guys let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section, of course. Peer Mountain announces partnership with Token Market for their token generation event. That in itself is not particularly noteworthy, but I did want to point out the Peer Mountain ICO is still upcoming. But this partnership, there may be some changes to some of the parameters and details of the Peer Mountain token sale. So if you were looking to get into the Peer Mountain token sale, do make sure that you stay up to date with that, because we might see some changes as Token Market may make some recommendations for Peer Mountain to adjust things a little bit. Nexus, yes. Proud to announce the evolution of blockchain scalability, integration, and usability. The Tritium white paper is here. The blueprint to the future. Yes, Nexus, yes. I haven't actually had a chance to read through the white paper yet. This is quite breaking news, but very exciting to see this. Perhaps it's time to do a Nexus revisited video. Very cool to see that developing. And finally today, just a reminder for the NAC3 conference. This is going to be on June 23rd in San Francisco. So if you want to come along to that, I'm giving away 2 sets of 2 tickets. You need to make a video submission to me at thecryptolark@gmail.com, letting me know why you should be the one to get the tickets. They're valued at $200 a piece. If you don't want to do a video submission, you just want to come along and join the fun at the conference, there's a link down below. We'll give you a $20 discount on the ticket. It's not an affiliate link, it's just a discount for you. So if you put in CryptoLark as a discount code, you'll get 20 bucks off of the tickets. Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on your way out. Furthermore, join the conversation over on Twitter to stay up to date with all of the latest news and insights in the crypto space. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.